Hello, interdisciplinary cooperative education students. Today for Thursday, September 17th, we're going to review a lesson, some text on asking for help. Asking for help. Exploring your community shows independence. You may need to ask for help. It is okay to ask for directions or where the restrooms are. You should also be ready for an emergency like being lost, sick, or a victim of a crime. Find an adult you can trust, like a police officer. Show your identification, stay calm, and phone home. Make a safety plan before you leave home. Always carry some money and identification. Take your cell phone or talker if you use one. It is a good idea to practice asking for help. Talk slowly and in a normal voice. Look at the person in the eye. Ask them to repeat what they say if you don't understand, and say thank you. So here's several scenarios of people asking for help. So let me make this a little bigger. So here's a picture in number 1. Here's a picture of a gentleman and he's got 2 boxes in his hands. There is a young lady here that's right by the door and he stops her and he's very polite and says, "I need assistance, please." And he's asking her to help him open the door because his hands are full. How many of you have done that for someone, opened the door when you've seen someone's hands are full? Sometimes, it wouldn't be to the point where this gentleman needs to ask because this lady right here might have already noticed and went ahead and did it. But she's also on the phone, so she might be distracted. So it's okay to ask somebody to help you open up the door if your hands are full. Now, if there's no one around, you might need to set your boxes on the ground and open it yourself. However, it's okay to ask for help getting the door open. Number 2, here's this young lady. She's looking for a specific address and she cannot, she's a little lost and she's like, "I need directions, please." So she stopped this young man to ask him. Obviously, in this situation, and you'll find out in the video that we watch tomorrow, that he is able to help her, but sometimes you can ask somebody that looks familiar to that area, or if you're at a store and you need help finding an item, you would look for somebody in a uniform or has a name tag that looks like they work at that place, and excuse me, and you would be able to get assistance that way. But it's always okay to ask for help if you need it, and directions and finding a location or an item or what have you. Number 3. Okay, so telephones, payphones are now really not a thing, but there are still, I've seen a couple out and about in the community. However, this is a payphone, and I grew up using payphones. So this gentleman has asked someone, "Where's the telephone?" So someone directed him to the payphone. Now, if you have lost your cell phone or your cell phone battery has died, maybe the location has a cell phone, or you could ask if you're in a building that has a receptionist or a lobby with a secretary or assistant at a front desk. You could always ask them to use their telephone. If someone is, looks like they're not occupied, maybe you could ask them if you could borrow their cell phone to make a phone call. It just depends the situation, but most often we have our cell phones and we have them hopefully charged or a means of charging them. So our question nowadays might be, where is a cell phone charger, or where is an outlet so I can charge my cell phone? That might be a more appropriate question nowadays. So, but this is still relevant that asking for help is asking for help. You might need help with someone opening the door, or you're lost, or you need to have access to a telephone or a telephone charging station or outlet electricity to charge your phone. Number 4 in this situation, where are the restrooms? So this young lady in the video that you'll see, she's asking for the bathrooms. This one, it looks like there's some marking way up here, but it's not clearly marked. I'm sure maybe there is something down the hallway, but if we cannot find it, it's always okay to ask where the restrooms are. If you're at the mall or in a store, you might need to ask somebody where the restrooms are if you do not see them, because sometimes they're tucked away in a department and it's difficult to find. And that's okay to ask for help, asking where the restrooms are. When you go out to the community, it's very important to know where the restrooms are. In this scene number 5, this young lady here, she fell and she sprained her ankle or broke her ankle, and she stopped this young man and says, I need medical attention. Can you please help me? So this is kind of like a medical emergency where she's asking for someone to call the ambulance for her. So in this situation, she needs that medical attention. Now, sometimes it's difficult to determine when we need to call for emergency medical team or not. So that's something that if you're with a group of people or around people, that might be helpful to see what they have to say about the need. But sometimes we do need medical attention. Especially like this young lady could not get up. But before we call for medical attention, we may use our phone to call our parents or someone else, an adult that's a go-to person. And the scene number 6, here's a young lady. She says, I've lost my keys. So she went to an area of the building that's lost and found. Here she is at a college, and she's lost her keys. And so there's, at that school, there's a lost and found, just like at North Central, there's a lost and found at the bookstore. So if you've lost something at school, you can go to the lost and found at the bookstore and see if your items are there. When I used to work at Walmart, we would have people who left their sunglasses, their keys, their wallet, those types of things at the cash register. So the cashiers would bring them up to me at the customer service desk where the returns are made, and we'd have a bucket similar to this one here, and we'd put those items in the bucket. Now, if someone came up to me and said, I've lost my keys, can you please check? We want to make sure that there's some identifying information that you can mention to get those back. Like in the video you'll see tomorrow, this young lady says there's a red and blue keychain on them. Well, we want to make sure that she can verify that they're her keys, instead of just, who knows, she could be like trying to get the keys and try to go around the parking lot to see if a door would open by hitting the unlock button, so how likely that is that would happen is pretty minimal that would maybe actually happen, but there's a slight chance it could. But anyway, so that's why you have to be careful. If you were this guy here, to give out just anything, people need to describe the item they're missing. And number 7, so be prepared. And number 6, if you've lost something, be prepared to describe it. Give a color, a shape, a size. Those are qualifying, describing qualifiers so that you can describe it. How many keys, or what color is the wallet, or what color is your sunglasses, those types of things. So be sure that the item you've lost, you can describe it. Okay, number 7. Here's this gentleman. He's sitting here next to his bag that has maybe his computer valuables in it or schoolwork in it. And here comes this guy, and he snatches it. And so he says, please call the police. He doesn't have a cell phone, obviously. That's less common now than when this was made a few years ago. Probably at least 13 years ago this was made, but it's still relevant to the fact of calling the police if someone has stolen your items is what you should do. You need to call and ask for help. Asking for help is okay. We all need help a little bit sometimes, right? Everybody needs help sometimes. So after you review this, then we're going to go through all of those pictures that we had that I just talked about. So here's this young lady. She's by the door, and here comes this gentleman in with his hands full. Now tell me what he's going to ask her about. I need assistance, please. I need directions, please. Where's the telephone? Where are the restrooms? I need medical attention. I lost my what? Please call the police. So pick the one that best matches the picture. Question 2, you're going to do the same. See these two? What is going on in here? I need assistance, please. I need directions, please. Where's the telephone? Where's the restrooms? I need medical attention. I lost my. Please call the police. Here's another one. Look down here. See which one would best fit this and describe this picture. Here's another one. This one's a little difficult, but try your best. Pick the right one that would fit this description of the picture. Number 5, here's this other one. She's on the ground with a hurt ankle. Here he is. What's she saying to him? Here's this young lady. She's looking for something. What is she saying? Find the right one that matches this picture. And finally, the same thing. Here's this picture. Look at it. What is it saying? And then you're going to submit your quiz. And that's what you want to do for today for interdisciplinary cooperative education. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I'm always a phone call or email away. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.